Okay, so hang out. So I wanted to like actually like practice today and kind of just talk about like what's on my mind and stuff like that. And specifically, I keep seeing people try and do like the June hard combo, right? So the June hard combos look something like, oh yeah, why is it keep doing this? This is a simple version of it because I like simple. I don't want to keep doing it, but we're gonna try to do this. I already failed. I still feel a little rusty, but almost not that hard. I just need to put in the time and actually like bring it in matches, right? So, okay, I took a little bit too long for that, but that's actually like a true combo. It doesn't like flow escape bad. But I want to talk specifically about this kind of stuff because I see a lot of like new Zuko's come in like, oh, what's the June combo? What's the good support? And first off, we gotta get away from saying Mai is the easiest support. My opinion is she's not, right? June gets like fast dive kicks. This is very abusable, very good. And you get like different ones, so different speeds, different lengths, and then you could even like, right? And this provides you like good strike throw, universal combos like the one I just did, something like this. What was the combo? Universal combo. I'm forgetting. Yeah. Okay. Combos like this. You can actually fit a little bit more in there, but combos like that is just easier on June because basically if a combo uses dive kick, because June's is just significantly faster, it does make the dive kicks a lot easier. Dragon, you have faster like dashes and move speed, so you can get from point A to point B a lot faster. Its flow moves are like way better, like way faster than this, so the movement speed, you can do the very same combo, but a lot easier because you can get to that spot faster. But Mai doesn't have any of that. He has fireballs, right? And that combo use 1. Right? So when you do a universal combo, she just outright has a harder time doing it. Right? In terms of universal combos, everyone's always like, oh, yeah, June's got to do the crazy like leg loops and stuff. Like the combo I just did earlier. You don't. You simply don't. The only reason you would ever do a June combo or a Dragon combo is just or redemption. Okay, so this whatever you can see, like this thing right here, you see my like cursor, this redemption bar. What this redemption bar does is just lets you cancel into stuff, right? So basically you get to do more Zuko things, and the higher redemption, the more different criticals you have, which is the important part of the redemption. And then you can get like 1 cancel, 2 cancel, 3 cancels, and then if you do 4 cancels, you use unbalanced. So realistically you only want to like level 1. So these support specific combos, especially starting out, you don't need it. Keep it simple, right? The whole point of the redemption is to do stuff like this, right? And you just cancel it. It's very strong, like it's very key. And for characters like what is it? June gets this, right? No, she gets this. You can redemption cancel that. Each support gets different redemption cancels. This is a pretty important mechanic for Zuko, especially Zhao's downfall. Right? You normally don't get this. Right? You normally don't get the crit. And redemption. But I'm not here to talk about redemption, right? You don't need to do the June specific loops. Okay? We're talking about like you maybe get double redemption. But when you're starting out, do you care about the redemption? No. So fireball loops are the most consistent form of Zuko damage, which is this. This is pretty easy compared to the leg loops, and like honestly, difficulty is relative. So like if you come from like anime games, this is like cake for you. If you come from like Street Fighter 6, Strive, Grand Blue, anything like modern, Tokan, Dragon Ball, like this thing might seem daunting, but it's really not, right? Like there's no DP inputs, it's all Hadoukens, it's all quarter circle forwards, there's no half circles, it's just a lot of buttons all at once, right? And once you get used to it, it's not that bad. And everyone's like, oh, we gotta do the June combos, we gotta do the Dragon combos. We don't. There's nothing wrong, especially starting out, from doing this. This is like week 3, all right? There's nothing wrong with doing this combo. You and a 2-2-P. There's nothing wrong with doing this. Right? It's 237 versus like 300, 302 mid-screen for the June leg loops. What is this? Right, like 40 damage and then 30 damage, right? At the max range compared to the better combo, you can probably like get higher and stuff like that. And the base level combo, right? We're talking like max 100 damage. 100 damage is like 10% chorus health. Does that sound like a lot? Yeah, but do you really need it? Like actually, do you really need it? I don't think so, right? Especially starting out. Because the way the scaling works in this game, like you can get the majority of your damage from just doing this. That was 200, right? That was 30 less than doing like the simple combo. Yeah, that was 218, right? You do the simple combo. You did 40 more for doing this combo. Focus on the situation. Focus on the Oki, right? Zuko particularly has very strong corner Oki. I wouldn't say the strongest, but particularly strong because he has one of the most potent hard knockdowns. One of the only hard knockdowns in this game. I'm not really sure what other knockdowns he has in the form of super. So there's nothing wrong with doing this, right? This gives you like the easy combos, and then now is hard knockdown. They can't flow escape out of the corner, right? If you do just do a regular knockdown, they could flow escape out the corner. Focus on the simple combos, especially starting out. You don't need support specific combos. It's the whole point of it is for redemption gain. Usually the fireball loops that I showed earlier, this does like the most damage. Like this does I don't know how many loops I can get, like 330, 340. You can get as high as like 370 depending on how you do it. Right, 320. The fireball loops, like the more advanced versions, like go a little bit higher. We kind of cap out in like the high 300s, so it's not a big deal, right? My point is not a big deal. Just use the simple combos. I'm sick of seeing all these like new Zukos like, oh, do we have to do June specific combos? No, we don't, right? And another thing is that right? I'm sick of people saying Mai as is the easiest to play. She's simply not. Okay, she doesn't have fast dive kicks. Like, look how far this is, how slow this is compared to June. Like, these are not abusable. You can still do some shenanigans, right? But you can't cancel on whiff. Your dashes are slower. Your 6F is slower. All that stuff. To compensate for that, she gets slightly better fireballs. Like this goes a little bit farther, the uncharged. The charge still goes the same distance. This goes very slightly farther, and then charge. I think charge goes. Yeah, that's a little farther, and then charge. You know, it doesn't go full screen, right? It's, of course, my being the fireball support, you zone easier, right? This goes full screen, the uncharged, but the charged version also still goes all support, all goes full screen, right? This, you get surge now, and then this you get surge. That's kind of the extent that she gets. Oh, and what is it? Faint, right? This. Right, instead of this, she can cancel, right? And it's only off. C and B. You can't feint any other moves, so you get like 2 feints. But you can do something so interesting, like right. You can RC into that, and then you could feint. Right, feint is dubious. Okay, feint is completely dependent on whether or not you made them care about your fireballs in the first place. Otherwise, you're just doing this in their face, and they're just gonna look at you stupid. Okay, like, and then she needs redemption 1 also, which she builds easy because fireball is like build it pretty fast. But you have to get redemption 1 first so that you could do something like this, right? Like you just cover more with her. And that's like her main game plan, is just zone more. But Zuko's also not a zoner. So us saying Mai is the easiest to learn is like just not correct. Her game plan is completely dependent on not only you winning neutral with worse tools, right? She's not faster, she doesn't have better kicks, her pressure is just outright worse for a little bit better zoning in a game where no one really cares about your fireballs. So not only do you have to get them to care, you have to win neutral with worse tools. And then Zuko, who's not a zoner, he uses zones to kind of like space and then trap, and then that's how he gets in again, like especially against Kyoshi. Like, oh, she got hit, now I can get it, right? Now I can get it. Not oh, she can't get in. Like, they're gonna get in, okay? So you have to make them care about the fireballs, and you have to use these feints that, like, afterwards, so that they can be like, oh, he's throwing a fireball? Nope. Nope. I'm not throwing a fireball, and then you punish or something like that. It's completely dependent on conditioning. So what sounds better to you as a new player, right? Mai that has to win neutral with worse tools and then condition your opponent to respect your fireballs so that you can get to Redemption 1 and cover more options and then get access to your feint, your other gimmick, so that you could bait more options and then just cover those, right? And then zone a little bit better and then get more redemption so you can get access to crit more. Does that sound better than just playing June? June, you just like, you just kick at it. Just kick at it. Right? And like, June just feels better. You can do like stuff like this, like that's not actually a cross up, but it does get people sometimes. This, right? This is a big whiff. They do anything, you just get them, right? Does that not sound better? Not to mention just easier strike throw. They block, you get in, and like do your mix, right? And then you do trickier movement, and it's like your dive kicks are just faster. Does that not sound easier to you? Not to mention if your combo, your universal combo has dive kick at all in it, you just have an easier time doing the combo versus Mai that doesn't have it. Like, here's another thing. This combo right here in the corner. What is it? So you do. Right, you do that into whatever. Because that has a dive kick. That sequence is actually easier. I made it look like it's easy and just like first tried, but that timing to do this is weirdly harder than on Mai, right? You can hit it kind of late as June. Hey, look, like that was me basically just trying it. And like, so your universal combos, because that one was a universal combo, it's just harder on Mai. I think we should get away from saying Mai is easy. So like, just to end the video, right? If you enjoyed to watch, it's just me ranting about something that like I thought of today. Like, be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my Twitch. I stream Monday to Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central. But yeah, just stick to the simple combos. It's week 3. You don't need the crazy stuff, right? You don't need the support specific stuff. Just look at this. This did 350. Well, actually, technically 388 because of the fire damage, and that's really important. You got 388 versus I think Zuko can get off 5 AA. You can get up like close to like 500 damage. So you're missing out on like 150. So like, you know, realistically like 10%, right? Like 100 damage. Do you really care about that starting out? Do you really care about redemption starting out? But like naturally, June gets redemption from the dive kick, so the more you abuse it, the more redemption you get anyways. So you can easily incorporate it after while not feeling like Zuko's useless, right? I'm just gonna end the video right here by saying like, I played June first and had a lot of fun. And then just for research purposes, I went to Mai and I felt useless, right? And I've been playing Zuko for a couple hours and I felt great. And then I went to Mai, I felt useless, right? Everything was just slower, and I have to rely on my fireballs and basically learn more about the other matchups so that I can actually use my fireballs. Imagine that for a beginner or a new player. It feels horrible. So I think we should just go like, hey, go play June, go play Dragon. If you really like fireballs, you're gonna have a hard time. Have at it, but like, know what you're getting into. But yeah, that's my rant for this particular thing. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, this is gonna be like a second video. But the other thing I want to talk about is speedrunners, which is a weird subject approach. But so when I got into speedrunning, probably show some clips of it. So when I got into speedrunning, the one thing that captivated me was just the diligence, the delayed gratification, getting your runs, like all green, progress, and all that stuff. Practicing specifically for it, GDQ of course, and all that stuff. I was on there for like 2 runs, the community, and all that stuff. That was all great. That's true in fighting games too, right? I'm practicing combos, I'm doing, you know, my due diligence, researching scenarios, and Zuko has so many tools, so there's a lot to research right off any particular situation. You figure out how to adapt, you get used to it, you practice the combos, a delayed gratification that, like, even if you practice the combos and training, you have to go do it in the match, right? Same thing with speedrunning. You practice attack and then you go do it in the run. It's very similar in thought process, is very similar in how you do things, and like that's why I think speedrunners should get into fighting games, right? Like, of course, speedrunning is fun, especially if you love the game, right? Like I love Super Metroid, I love Metroid in general. Like Armored Core was really cool, Gravity Rush, and all that stuff. But at a certain point, doing the same thing over and over is not that fun. I'm gonna be real, right? Getting the PB is fun. Getting your goal is fun, right? Delayed gratification. But fighting games allows you all of that, and still you have fun, and every match is completely different. It's not always the same thing. You pull off sick combos on people, and then like they suddenly die and you're just like, yes, right? So, you know, what I was to talk specifically about is just like speedrunners should just get into fighting games. It's like you scratch that itch, right? Like, I'm just practicing these combos, knowing that in a match it's gonna be dope as hell when I landed on someone, and you're not gonna land on like first match and all that stuff unless it's a very simple combo. This is gonna be cool to do, and then you just get better and better. You research the combos, and then suddenly like you're doing crazy stuff, right? And that's your delayed gratification. And the main hallmark of a good speedrunner isn't just the time, it's consistency and adaptability, and of course persistence, and that's all here in fighting games, right? This is surprisingly similar to fighting games, and I've always had this thought for like a long time, right? It's a little boring to just do these combos non-stop, sort of. I mean, the hours just kind of pass. And you know, it's fun, and like I hope more speedrunners get into fighting games, more people get into fighting games, right? Because it's still a niche in a niche. And I just want to say that in like, and again, you can just start off small, right? Another thing about speedrunners and just the idea of picking up a fighting game, right? It's gonna be different, 100%. Like the main difference is instead of beating yourself up, right, for losing a run because of like a small mistake, you'll be getting beat up for that small mistake, you know? And at the end of the day, it's gonna be frustrating, but as long as you enjoy the process, like it's gonna be gratifying, right? Like I started playing fighting games like only recently. Like I think it's been a Dragon Ball come 4 years, 5 years maybe, on and off, and like you just gotta build the fundamentals, you gotta build the muscles for it. And speedrunners are very adept, right? Because you can be very analytical, you adapt on the fly. Oh, like this guy is mashing, right? You can get heavy into the frames and then you can find an answer for everything. Oh man, it's like speedrunners paradise or speedrunners retirement. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Like speedrunners should really like look into fighting games and see if it scratches their itch, especially if they're like bored of their particular game. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. I stream Monday, or I'm trying to stream Monday to Wednesday, 6 p.m. 8 p.m. PST. And try to make more videos like this, just talking about stuff that I enjoy, and you know, talking to other people about stuff like this. What others talk about? I wasn't trying to stream that long. We're going to talk about how strong Zuko is, but there's one thing I wanted to add about simple combo, and the idea that you need to do optimals. Okay, you don't, right? Especially when you start off in a old game and you get beat up by all these people essentially doing optimals, right? And then you're like, oh, I gotta learn the optimal for my characters so that I can compete. You simply don't. Okay, like I repeat, you don't need the optimals. You work up to the optimals, right? The optimals are the optimals after days, weeks, months, even years of just refining by people, and you're coming at the tail end of it, right? So if you can learn it, that's good for you. Like Under Night, right? Seth, I play Seth, right? One of the hardest characters in it. I practice his basic clear combo, right? Not even the Uni 2 version, the basic clear combo for like almost 100 hours for a month straight. Granted, I was still new to fighting games, and then I just picked up like, you know, a hitbox, right? So that was a trifecta of just a rough start. And if I could do it, I think you can do it, right? But you don't need the optimal. And then, like in this game, you don't need to do like the crazy stuff, right? You don't need to do this. Should you eventually? 100%. But you should work up to it, right? It's simple as, you know, like even just that, right? Even just this. Just work up to it. And surprisingly, people have issues learning combos. Let me show you a trick at learning combos, and this is true for everybody. This is the fundamentals of learning combos, is that you want to do it in pieces, right? Like this combo that I did earlier that went like corner to corner. Do this. Okay. Got that. Did the dash. That's one part. Right? The other part. You piece it off. Okay. Got that. Just piecemeal it, okay? The part after. That was like the part after. In the corner specifically, you could do this combo. Right, you do a combo like that. Start off with one. You don't need to do the combos all at once. Right, you don't need to do all of this all at once. Piecemeal it, right? Right, that was the end part. Where does it go? Here we go. Right? I just learned the end part. That was the end of the combo. Okay, now I need to learn the beginning. Let's start with one kick. Okay, that was one kick. That's two kicks. Oh, why did that miss? That was strange. Oh, I guess it missed because I used C instead of B. Oh, okay, now it's the next. Okay, I got 3, right? But I already have the end combo, so now you just gotta piece it together, right? This is the fundamentals of learning a combo. You don't need to do this and then slowly build, you know, forward facing. You piecemeal it. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, right? And you're gonna see this in a lot of fighting games. They like there's a starter, there's an ender, and then there's the middle part, right? So you learn things piece by piece, and in that way you also learn how to make your own combo, right? Like, you know that this will always be something Zuko does. You know that this will always end in a dive kick combo. You know that something like this ends up in a combo, right? Another thing is, don't be afraid to use your chakra, right? This gives Zuko a combo. Nothing wrong with doing that, right? But that's just what I wanted to add a little bit on to simple combo. Now, let's go for another half hour. Now, one thing I also wanted to talk about is How strong Zuko? Let's talk about Zuko. So Zuko, this isn't a guide. This is just my thoughts on Zuko. Like some people said, he was like, this is like third weekend. Isn't the time to really say who's the strongest. So I've seen people say he's top one. In the same if you go into the Zuko Discord, I pinned in the FAQ that I made. I pinned a thread I saw on Discord. Specifically, it was one screenshot on my phone that had basically every opinion of Zuko. He was too honest. He's broken. He sucks. He's evil. He's got crazy mix, and he's bottom one and top one. Like it was all the opinions of Zuko all in one, and I thought it was hilarious. And I was like a week 1 or 2 screenshot. So this isn't like about like, oh, Zuko's top one. Okay, there's potential. I don't think so, but Zuko's strength lies in his tools, his options. Of everybody in this game, I think it's safe to say he has the most amount of moves. Look at this. That's all the flow moves. This is all his specials. A lot of them are similar, but they all kind of do a very specific thing that you want. His redemption gauge also makes things complicated. It gives him more options, right? If you think like he has a lot of options, a lot of answers, redemption essentially gives him more options and more answers to do anything he wants, right? And the crits kind of adds onto it, except this one's like kind of really useless. We're still trying to figure out how to make this work, but this is useful. This just became useful. Like having a hard knockdown in Redemption 2 is pretty useful. This is just a defensive buff. This is like, if you hit it, you hit it. Not really realistic to think about. This 100% isn't realistic to think about. It could potentially bug and ended. You gotta get 40 points of redemption. That's not happening in a match unless you unbalance yourself like twice on purpose, right? So his strength comes from the amount of tools he has, and these buttons that seem really good, like this. What is this? This seems really good, right? That's a cross up, and a pretty fast one depending on like your dragon or whatever, or you do something like that. This is a very horizontal hitbox, right? So you can't just like toss it. Like that's like missing, right? Like he could be jabbed out of this pretty easily. It hits a little late, right? You got to know your tools. This one has momentum, but it's kind of slow. You kind of whiff it, you miss often. This is fast, but it doesn't really lead to anything. This is his fastest button, 2A, which has decent range. This is actually like a really good, right? This, yeah, 2C, really good button. But they're all situational, and that's what makes Zuko so deep, because this is -9, right? Then oh, you just do this and you're like 0. His Rekka like has different stuff to it. You're getting mashed out of the B, you're getting mashed out of the C, right? Okay, so you just do A. So now they're just blocking the A. They don't know what's up, or they're delayed teching or something like that, or they're trying to beat it out. Okay, so they're beating all your options. 4C, right? 4C. Or if you're a little bit too scared, you just fade out of the record, right? Just all this to say that he has tools. He has a lot of tools. Like this in itself is another tool. He can just do whatever he wants, and then you have this on top of it. You have this on top of it. This trash move. What else he needs? I didn't even talk about the flow moves like this. This is like hallmark of what Zuko is. Like this seems like a great anti-air, right? Then you realize that he actually rises first before he does the move. So if you got a good read, this is where you would use it. And like they super jump, bam, right? But if you're close by, you should use that. You should use this, right? This high crushes, or just do this or this or this as an anti-air, right? This sometimes you should use that, sometimes you just should just use that, sometimes you gotta do this, right? This plus 12, by the way. Like I found that out recently, but good luck hitting this. Like look how slow this is. Plus 12 though, they don't do anything. We might be able to make a setup out of this. But yeah, he's all about tools. So when you start out as Zuko, you end up feeling like he is the worst character in this roster. Okay, that's just how you're gonna feel, because you're gonna be like mashing A and you're gonna be losing to all of them, and then like his damage is kind of whatever until you realize that he needs to go into super carpet or just use carpet to do stuff. Like look how much like chip Korra's taking now by forcing. That was like 30% of her health. I was just making her block in the fire. Right? Zuko does damage, like a lot of it. And until you access that, until you like get used to his buttons, you're gonna feel like he's trash. Right? But is he broken? I don't think so. Like this is like very abusable, but the hitbox for this is, I can turn it on, is really, really small. Hey, look at this. Look how small this hitbox is. It's like the size of it's like actually the size of his foot. And you'd be like, oh yeah, this is like crazy good. I'm like, dude, if they're anywhere like at the level of Zuko, you're just gonna get mashed on. On Kyoshi, you're just gonna get jabbed. Right? So he has a tool for basically everything, and it's all about figuring out what tool to use, and then that ends up making him like sometimes really honest. Sometimes people just get mixed up by like what Lord Knight said was like absolutely correct for this, not for this character, but in general. If you get beat by mids and throws, hold my nuts. Right? This character is just mids and throws, and sometimes fireballs. So, you know, hold my nuts, I guess. So with all the tools, after you learn how he moves, and then like he's sick as hell, he's gonna feel absurdly solid. Like this character, usually if you get punished for something, it's usually your fault. Okay, like with redemption, he can do this, right? He can cover a lot of horizontal space. Oh, they're running up on top of you. Oh, 2-2-C. Bam. Bam. Right, redemption. So if they run up on you because you're just throwing this and it's like super laggy, that's kind of your fault. Okay, like if you're doing this and then they just jump over it, that's kind of your fault. But if you learn to do that with redemption and just cover more options, like I really see Zuko play is going to be pretty standard stuff. But then when you see Zuko like kind of excel, it's like, oh my god, that was smart as hell. Like that situation, like he picked that was smart as hell, right? That's gonna be Zuko. And he's really changed a lot from Alpha. he used to be able to do redemption cancels without any redemption gauge. And like, as you can guess, like this is pretty broken. To just be able to like go into Rekka after this, right? This is fireball. Into this. Into this. You can press down. You can just go straight into stuff. Right? Like redemption is really strong, but you have to know how to utilize it. So a lot of the perception for a while, I think it's the difference between a Zuko just mashing stuff and then a Zuko just mashing stuff at the right time. Right? I think that's the current Zuko perception. And I just want to like talk about it because I like it's really funny to see like the few Zuko's you see in tournaments and they're like, oh my god, Zuko's just like dive kicking at him. Like, what do you do against this? Right? And it's like, just mash. Just mash. I saw a Zuko in one of the tournaments just doing this, right? He did it like 4 times trying to bait the Kyoshi or something in a frame trap. Like, this is -5, right? And he was doing it like point blank. Kyoshi is one that you don't try your best not to dive kick a lot because you just jab out of it. Like, you do this before the kick comes out, 5A, bam, smack you out the face, take 400 damage, right? And he got away with murder basically. He was just doing this, and then the commentators are like, what do you do? What do you do against the dive kicks? And I'm just like watching, like, mash. Your Kyoshi just mash, right? Like, another thing is like, oh, Zuko's zoning so strong I can't get in, and then like you're Toph, and then I found out recently Toph has a projectile invo move that the Tophs don't like for some reason, even though it's 1 chakra projectile immune. And it goes through Zuko's level 7 because this is considered a projectile, and then Tom's like, I gotta get in on Zuko, dude. That's kind of your fault, right? You have projectile involved move, like you just get in for free. Not to mention all the zoning stuff that Toph can do. What do you think about Zuko? Horrible. One thing, we'll talk about the cons of Zuko. Like, Zuko, I won't say he's like a particularly difficult character in combos, but in game plan he is kind of difficult because you need to know what to do. Oh, funny story. I matched with one streamer and I went back and like checked the bottom of him, and I was just like pressing 5A every time like I'd wake up, right? And he was just getting hit, and I was just like, dude, I feel like I ain't doing nothing to this guy, even though I won by him. And then like I don't know what answers to put, but then he kept getting hit by my 5A, and then on the stream was like, dude, this guy, why is this 5A just hitting me and stuff like that? And that's a really funny dichotomy that I'm just like, bro, I'm trash at Zuko. And then on the other side, this guy's like, oh my god, everything he's doing is just hitting me. Like, when I press 5A, you know, when I do it, I get smacked for it when I'm pressing the same button. And it's a really funny dichotomy. What else? Another thing I heard, another issue with Zuko is that, well, one, Mai sucks. Okay, it's like she just needs a few tweaks and she'll be good. But currently, there's no real reason to play Mai unless you just like fireballs. But you can do the same fireball stuff by, you know, like doing this, right? Instead of doing this, you just do this. right? And you just achieve the same purpose while also getting like a lot closer. You can also do this, right? And get some extra range. So Mai's extended range isn't particularly useful, especially if you want to catch them a little bit closer, because that detracts from the whole purpose of Mai, and like just needs a few tweaks, right? Because when you're Dune or Dragon and then you do this, you're getting in while also doing the same zoning, but you're a lot closer, because then now if you hit with the fireballs, you can like just run your mix, you can just run your Oki, you run your offense, and that's really powerful. And Mai doesn't really allow that, because her movement speed is just worse, her dive kicks is just worse, right? And that really sucks, while June is getting like these fast dive kicks. See what I can do. I can do combo on throw. Right? He can get like a full combo just out of throw as June. That's very powerful. You can also do the same in it from an air throw. Dragon gets like crazy crazy slide. So he can do stuff like this, right? Like that. That slide is actually crazy good. Another thing you could do, right? This thing is actually like really good anti-air. You do something like that. You do something like that, right? Like Dragon has like some great flow moves. What does Mai have? Mai doesn't have much. Not real. Mai does not have much. Like I have another video talking about Mai a little bit more. I'm gonna make a guide about it in a bit, but I need to work out the layout for it. But there's really no reason to play Mai. That's one con. Let's talk about damage. Like I've seen people say like, oh yeah, Zuko doesn't have that much damage. It's just because this combo number, right? This combo damage isn't correct. You want to see the stuff at the bottom. So then let's do like a simple combo. Right, by the time to get up, 489 with super, and he usually wants to save super. Or save 4 super, right? 489. That's a lot of damage off of basic BB, right? That's basically 2 touch in this scenario, because particularly this right here is like 300 damage, or like 250 or something like that of just chip damage. So you know he doesn't fully get 500 damage, but then you know on the second one after the super, suddenly you're like, oh hey, you're slowly dying, you gotta deal with this, and then there's chip death in this game. So look at that, just making you block it. Like you took 400 damage. So, and then his super also does a hard knockdown, right? Because that was 342. You're plus 34. That was a hard knockdown, so you gotta hold this, right? Whatever Zuko's doing, you gotta hold this, and if you're you know, the second combo he does, it's pretty much checkmate. I'm gonna like show a clip of it, but it's pretty much checkmate if you end up blocking, so you have to deal with it. Even if you hold flow, okay? Like, I'm gonna show another clip where the Sokka was just holding flow because he didn't have an answer. He lost like 200 health or something like that, and then he just ended up losing the game, right? I basically got a full combo off him while he was dodging. So this is a very strong situation for him. Another thing that he has is this, right? This is +3, and it's not mashable, it's safe, it's +3, right? So then you gotta take this, you gotta flow, you gotta do something, right? Zuko is very good at playing safe, making you like kind of trick you in right, kind of trick you playing safe, zoning you out a little bit, and then suddenly he's in, and now you gotta hold it, right? You need to find an answer to this, or he just checkmates you. It's a very strong situation. Is he the strongest? I still say no, but he's extremely solid, and it's just about finding answers. But yeah, that's how I feel about Zuko right now. Mai still needs a little bit of work. June is maybe a little bit too strong. If you see people say Zuko is like top 1, it's probably because of June. Or like he's very solid, it's probably because he's dragon. And then if you see Mai Zuko, they're probably gonna get rolled over, right? Unless they manage to actually clock the habits of people. But yeah, Mai just needs some work. This grab range, like, look how small this is. It doesn't reach his full arm width. Kind of goes. Actually, this is a little bit bigger than I remember. Right? His grab range isn't that great. Could be better. This is mostly a combo tool. Though the whiff punishing part, kind of good, right? Oops. Right? Like almost full screen. Ooh. Yeah, actually, now that I think about that, that's like pretty good. Right? Just throw a hitbox out. How safe is that, actually? -12, base value more. I guess it's always gonna be negative. Yeah, this is like always negative. This move right here, total trash, is +1, right? If you're standing, I don't know why you wouldn't ever do +6. One con of 2-2C though is it misses crouches. Technically, this one misses crouches too, hard to see, but actually, wait, hold up. I might have found an actual use for Q2C. Right, if they're crouching. Oh, you know, I might have just opened my third eye. 2-2C might actually have a use. But yeah, this move is only 20 damage more than 2-2C. 22C is +6 on block. 22EX is +0. It's 3 frames faster, but longer recovery, so it ends up being like, eh. And the range is abysmal. Look at this. At least this goes farther. 22C just goes at like a more better angle. This also costs 2 chakra, by the way. 2. So I don't. Crazy for you. Like, if you press this, you're kind of crazy. I'm gonna be real. But yeah, Zuko's really strong. He's really solid. Currently, I don't think he's top 1. If we can utilize the redemption gauge more and get more damage out of lower redemption flow usage, because like, dude, this right, like the redemption just eats your gauge, and like you only get 4 cancels, and then suddenly you're unbalanced. And you don't want to be unbalanced in this game. This unbalanced is like worse than burnout. But yeah, like, Zuko's really sick. I recommend playing him. We definitely need more Zuko's. Oh, by the way, this is a bit right. So if you're getting hit by this because you think it's overhead, it's not. Right? You're just smashing. This is a mid. It doesn't cross up either. Like, you do this, that's your cross up protected. You just have to keep holding whatever direction you want. Wait a minute. Is that actually? Check it. But I'm gonna check it in a bit. But yeah, Zuko's really strong. He's really fun. He really rewards knowledge and just figuring out the matchup and just playing safe. Win neutral. His neutral focused defensive character. You win the neutral, put him in the corner, you put him in fire and make him burn. Do that twice, and then you force him to deal with your chip checkmate, and then you just win. Right? Like, very strong situation, and one of the strongest, I think, in this game. Potentially one of the strongest. Hard to say because hard knockdowns are kind of hard to get in this game, and everyone's kind of going nuts. Right? Like, I saw Nightmare Koro being for just top 1 and then bottom 1. I think Broski said that. And, you know, Toph is broken, and then Kyoshi's broken simultaneously while Kyoshi and Toph saying the other one sucks. You know, it's third week. Don't even bother about it. Play Zuko. He's dope. He's very solid. You can't go wrong. None of the Zuko's of mains right now are like, I don't have an answer. Usually it's just my fault, right? Or your fault that you picked wrong. It's not Zuko's fault. But yeah, he's super fun. But yeah, that's definitely the end of my rant today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my Twitch. I stream Monday to Wednesday. Trying to do 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. but sometimes, you know, I just come on late and then have to do a short stream and stuff like that. Life. But yeah, come chat if you have something you want to talk about. Come right in. All right, now to see if this is right. I get him to... Hey, that's kind of dope. That's kind of sick, but... Okay, it's not real. All right, but that's it for me. Find someone to raid. I ranted enough. Probably. Oh, Matt Crooks is up. Raid him again. Why not? But yeah, next week. Streaming next week, Monday streaming. I really gotta work on my video. But yeah, guys, later.